blackness. Then outside my house, wearing my EE top and shorts. Then rats scuttle by, and I try to speak to them. Their master arrives, the Pied Piper of Hamelin, with a flute, dressed in green and red striped yellow tights, and they're all in a line moving rhythmically to the music. And then the rats disappear, and clusters around them a group of fairies who swallow them whole in a puff of sparkles. And then these crows come along, and then they swallow the fairies, and I reach the end of the road, and there's cars and cyclists whizzing by, and the road becomes a lake, and I dance on top of sharks, who I beg not to harm me. And I think I can see Mickey Mouse. It's not. It's a giant Disney toy with Minnie Mouse. And when I get to the gate, it disappears. And now I'm inside my favourite place, a park in my hometown. But the park is smothered in white, and there's hundreds of snowmen, and all these animals around me like squirrels and birds and foxes. And then the animals frost over, and so do I, and the White Witch from Narnia is there, and she's freezing everybody. She's freezing the nursery house and the park, and then we begin to melt. And red ones and black ones and white ones, and they form this giant Mickey Mouse up in the air. And then the glitter starts to come, and it wraps around them, and it drops to the floor, and then Hitler's there, and he's marching with all these soldiers, and Mickey Mouse is lost amongst the crowd. There are millions and millions and millions of little versions of him, all the same, walking in unison, and we march together forward. And now we've nearly reached the playground, and in the place of where used to be a flower bed, there's a pond, and Ron and Hermione and Harry are there, from Harry Potter. And they're swimming around with these mermaids who are grazing their hair and stroking their tails and splashing about in a happy oblivion. And then suddenly a whirlpool erupts, and it spirals round and round and round into the air, and Mickey Mouse is born out of the waves. And he says to me, "Just be yourself, that is all. Be yourself, that is all. Be yourself, that is all." And then I start to run back, and suddenly the sky is filled with burning newspapers that fall down and wash themselves over me. And I get onto a scooter, and I scoot and I scoot and I scoot, and suddenly I reach the bottom of the road, and my road is an ice rink. And so I leave my safe place, my favourite place, and I start to skate on, and then Hitler's there again, and Shrek, and Helena Bonham Carter in a giant Edwardian dress. And I skate around with her, and then I start to stamp on her, and stamp on her, and stamp on her, until I melt away into a drain. And all the other people that I've seen in my shamanic journey start to come towards me, and I crack through the pavement and up into the air, and I start to rip Hitler apart, and I keep pulling and pulling and pulling him apart,